but I do hope that, if nothing else, it gets more people to read my books. I also learned that you didn't have to go through the big gatekeepers and get the approval of the bigwigs of Philippine literature to do your thing. All you had to do was write with a passion, and back that passion up with craft. The lesson I learned from a bad thing happening was the importance of timing. While the print version of the Kobayashi Maru of Love came out a few days before the launch, ensuring that I would be able to sell at the launch, and I bagged more than 100 copies on the day of the launch, the digital version was a failure. While I did all the promotions and marketing that I could for it, the digital version was released many months after the launch date, and with kinks too. And up until now, a year after the digital launch, the digital publisher of Kobayashi Maru has yet to provide me with sales reports or any other data about how the book did. Considering the relative success of the print version, it's a shame that the excitement generated was not translated to the digital version. This isn't a point against digital publishing. Far from it. I love digital publishing. But rather, it's a call to say that your digital publisher has to care for your book and believe in it and work on it just as much as you do. Sadly, my digital publisher has made it clear that they really don't care about the book. This is particularly sad, considering that another major publisher has shown interest in releasing a new print run of the book based on its performance. Right? Off book there. This has happened with music. Like, people will release their music independently, and then a major label will pick them up. So I did an independent release of the book, and it's getting picked up by a major publisher. So that's something, I think. Anyway, one of the best things I got out of the experience, though, was that I had to learn on my own how to go about mounting an online marketing campaign. Without any real marketing resources available other than the internet, I found that utilizing social networks, blogs, and other online communities was the best way to promote the book. And through this kind of promotion, I was able to meet a lot of people who are readers and who are bloggers. Now, that's a physical space where the line between reader and writer disappear. As an author, I found it crucial that I connect with the blogging community. As a result, I attended meetups, gave talks, and just hung out with people who enjoyed reading and writing about the stuff that they read. More importantly, I saw how connecting with readers meant transcending physical spaces. I was meeting readers online via Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. People would drop a line on my blog, send me a message on Facebook, or tweet me and get a conversation started. And I realized, hey man, this is great. I was connected with like-minded people who would happen to read my work. But there were all kinds of other things that we could talk about, and I visited their blogs. It was there, reading people's blogs or reading reviews on sites like Goodreads or Shelfari, that the trend became most clear to me. We are witnessing, as I said, the crumbling of the line between writer and reader, or in the more technical terms, the rise of the prosumer, where content producers and content consumers were once divided by modes of production. The content consumers now have the power to produce content too. This producing of content can be as simple as snapping a video with your cell phone and throwing it up on your Flickr or YouTube, or it can take as much time and care as the book reviews that a lot of the people here write. So we get to see here the nice nifty overlaps. Sure, writers were readers first, but readers are writing, and writers are reading what readers are writing. Does that sound kind of circular? It is circular, and it's awesome. We now often turn to the net to provide us with content to read, and with new ideas and new ways to look at things immediately. Previously, to read critical readings of contemporary text, you had to wait around for book collections or academic journals or things like that. But now, even on the day a movie comes out or a book becomes available, there are already discussion boards and readings of it. I think of Inception, which was one of those movies that you had to talk to people about, and a day or two after it came out, there were critical readings and various analyses already available. And so much net chatter that it was enlightening to read what all of these different prosumers were writing. Prosumers who had consumed the film, but were producing literature about it. Now I've introduced the word literature and opened up a can of worms. The debate of literature with a big L or a small L has been going on for decades in the literary world. Fights over what belongs in the canon, whether other forms such as found poetry or comics are literature. And yes, if you ask me, comics are most definitely literature. And what can be considered art and what's lowbrow still bother those in the academe. But you know what? Outside of the academe, that doesn't matter. People are reading, and people write about what they read. And I, as an author and as a reader, have learned that what's good for the academe only goes so far in helping me develop. If I listened to the academic institutions and the literary bigwigs, dude, I'd never have read Alan Moore or Warren Ellis or Garth Ennis or JMS. I wouldn't have read major influences like Gary Steingart and Dave Eggers and Michael Chabon because they weren't on any of the syllabi, though they were included in my syllabi when I was teaching. Readers read, and readers who are online read even more, and write about so much more than we literature majors and literature professors could ever hope to read. Bloggers have such a wide range of genres and subgenres and specializations that it's exciting to see how much and how these things can be read, and how perceptively all these things can be approached. And so now, as a person who struggles to write, and to always write better, I turn to book bloggers and status message updates on Goodreads and Facebook. Where in my youth and while studying, I turned to professors and the reading list of authors to guide my reading, now I turn to people online who are reading all over the literary world and finding those gems and letting them bubble up to the top using social media and social networking. As a person working in the publishing industry, having witnessed the power of new media, I am making constant efforts to reach out to readers through new media. I've convinced the publishing houses that I've worked for that getting bloggers to review our books is almost as, if not more important than getting books reviewed in broadsheets. I hope to organize events that allow authors and readers to meet so that there can be an increased awareness of the readership, which will hopefully help to inspire authors. And I hope to tap into all of these new media that are available to me to help increase awareness and reading of Filipino literature. It's important to note that while there are a number of Filipino writers that have made it international, it seems to me that it's the Filipino bloggers and book club members who have been more successful in creating an international online presence. Many book bloggers here receive review copies from international publishers. Many bloggers here are known the world over and generate a lot of traffic to their site. Hi, Charles. The kind of traffic and the kind of attention that Filipino literary writers aspire to. And so I guess I'm also here to learn too from bloggers, to see how you guys have broken into international More than that though, I am also here to ask the Filipino book clubs, the Filipino book bloggers, the Filipino readers to read books written by Filipinos. I know the problems that Philippine literature has, such as readability, authors writing the kinds of works that readers would not want to read, a lack of awareness of the titles that are available, a lack of distribution, and a need for a more prominent position in bookstores. I'm hoping that this will be a rallying cry that binds the Filipino prosumers, that pushes all of us to write and promote each other, to bring all that we are doing here to a global consciousness. Thank you.